Let's get this party started. All right. Start that clock, start that clock. All right. As we get warmed up tonight, hopefully I got all of my things working properly. Good. All right. A couple of things that I wanted to just kind of talk to you about as we warm up. For those of you that are interested, now that we're getting a chance to kind of maybe potentially do some things this summer, on May the 23rd at Lewis Morris Park, I am going to be part of a charity bike ride that is going to be supporting the Alon Hospital in Israel. And some of you may have known that in the past, I've helped out an organization called Jewish Family and Children's Services. And I've been with them for a very long time. And I decided it was time for me to move away from them just because I've been there so long and start giving somebody else chances to utilize some of my expertise. So I am the ride marshal and course designer for this new ride that I'll be part of. So if you are inclined on May the 23rd to do a local ride and support a very good charity that
I'd love to do that.
Children in Israel who have major disabilities, they provide all kinds of really cool stuff for them, adaptive equipment. And I always need marshals to assist on the day of the ride. So what's the duty of a marshal? A marshal is somebody who pretty much gets to ride the ride for free, gets the benefit from the ride. And your job for the day is to kind of just take care of the riders that are on the ride. If you see somebody with a flat, give them some help. There will be SAG vehicles available. And it's really kind of a nice opportunity to do a ride, but also be there as a support. So if any of you are interested in that, let me know. There's a 36-mile course and a 62-mile course, which have been designed by our very own Randy Miller. And so let me know if you're interested. I'll send you in an email this coming week more details on it. I just wanted to get that date in your head because it hopefully will be a nice day then. All right, so we got a couple of minutes in. Hopefully you're in your smallest gear, easiest gear, small ring in the front, somewhere around your 28, 25 in the back. You have your trusty fan, because we're all going to need that tonight. Your towel and that full water bottle, which you will definitely need tonight. I want you to complete that. You drink all of that water by the end of the night, not complete it. So what's on the agenda for tonight? So I called this one Pay Attention. And the reason I called it Pay Attention is because I want you to really pay attention to how your body's responding to the change in cadence and change in effort. So these are kind of like over-under drills, those of you that know what an over-under drill is. But the kind of kicker to this one is, in our main set, I'm going to put a little 30-second blast at the end of 4 minutes worth of working kind of hard. So you want to see what you have left. So this is going to be a really good one to just start to get you, and I explained to someone recently that your base is your biggest development. Once you do that and you want to get that, as they call it, top end or your sprinting ability, those are things that you don't need a long time to develop. So now we're starting to get closer to getting outside. So we want to start to develop a little bit of that top end. So that's what we're going to work on tonight. All right, so we're coming up on our 5 minutes. That has been a nice, easy, cool, and easy spin. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 5 minutes. And what I want you to do is a 30-second standing effort and then a 30-second seated effort. For the seated portion, I want your cadence at 100. Doesn't matter what the cadence is when you're standing, but as soon as you sit down, I want those legs flying. So we're going to be in the big ring for both of these efforts. You're going to do a little bit of shifting. So to start, everybody, let's get in our big ring. Let's get down to our 15. And again, if you just need a little reference, look back. You're going to see 3 gears underneath that chain. Here we go, 30 seconds standing. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's get started. Start to bring some lactic acid into the legs. Start to get those lungs working a little harder. Get the heart pumping that blood through. When you sit down, you're going to shift all the way up to your 23. 3, 2, 1. All the way up, almost to the top. You should probably have 2 or 3 gears. Get that cadence to 100. Let's go. Fast legs. Now's when you're really going to feel your heart rate coming up. Hold it there. Back down to that 15. Standing up. This is also a little preview of what's to come. You might already need to turn your fan up. Back and forth. That's what we're doing. 3, 2, sitting down, shifting back up, getting that cadence to 100. The legs are starting to burn. That's what we want. Keep that cadence high. Pay attention to what your heart rate's doing now. Back down to that 15. Standing up. Woo, these 30 seconds go fast. Keep the legs moving. Remember your body position. Nice and tall. Hips are over the ankles. Arms are relaxed. 3, 2, sitting down. Shifting up. Spinning them. 100. You should be able to manage this. The gear shouldn't be too heavy. Enough to really keep the legs spinning. Back down to that 15. Standing up. 2 more times standing. 2 more times at 100. Looking good. I have to admit, I feel like I'm sweating already. Shifting up, sitting back down. Find that high cadence. You might hear a little derailleur rub here. That's okay. Coming up on the last time standing. Back down to that 15. Stand it up. I love it. You guys look so good. You realize we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary of these sessions. 3, 2, sitting down, finding that 100. Last 30 seconds. Work on those flat feet. Nobody's pushing into the pedals. Keeping your legs nice and light. Now, before you shift to your small ring, shift back down a couple of gears and then to that small ring. So you're not dropping that chain. You should be in a nice, easy gear. 1 minute recovery. Take a drink. Towel off. Turn your fan up. All right, we're jumping in right quick for this one. This is the hardest part about this because we're not getting a ton of warm up, but you're going to warm up through this effort. We are doing the next set 4 times. So you can really dial it in, start to maybe experiment with gearing where you're at in terms of your effort level. So here's what it's going to look like. It looks just like what we just did, but it's going to go like this. 1 minute at 90 to 100 cadence. I want you right at the bottom of your zone 4, right at the top of zone 3. Then you're going to go to 100 cadence of 60 to 70. So it's going to change. Your leg speed's going to slow. I want you to try to keep it in that same top of zone 3, bottom of zone 4. You're going to do the 100 again for a minute, 100 again at 60 to 70. Then for the last 30 seconds, you're going to give me an all-out, max effort, 15 seconds of it in the saddle, the last 15 seconds out of the saddle. Here's where I'm going to be not so nice to you. You're only going to get 30 seconds in between as a rest before we do it all over again. So a total of 4 times for that set. So gauge yourself so that you can make it through. All right. I'm suggesting for the first minute, maybe small ring, 21, 19. Figure out where you want to be and get that heart rate, power, rate of perceived exertion around that top of zone 3, bottom of zone 4. Here we go. Find that gear. 3, 2, 1. I know you guys can all hold 100. So if you can get to 100 and keep it there, I'd rather that you be there than be at 80. And then start to dial in the effort. So the 4 minutes should really look, in terms of effort level, identical. And that last 30 seconds is just going to blast the legs. So we're just doing small ring, big ring to get those effort levels and to get that change in cadence. So keep it. Think about where you are now. Make sure you know what gear you're in, because you're going to go back there unless you decide you need to make a change. Up to your big ring. Either stay in that same gear. 60 to 70 is what we're looking for. You may need to shift down A gear 2. No higher than 70. I want you to push this pace. I'm right at 66. Right where I need to be in power. The hardest part is when you get to these lower cadences and a heavier gear. For the people with power, your power goes up. For the people with heart rate, your heart rate might actually drop. So find the balance. 3, 2, back down to your small ring. Back to that 90 to 100. Holding the same kind of effort. Closer to 100. If you can make that happen. I'm right at 99. With all these workouts we've done, you guys should be able to dial this in pretty well. Stay consistent. Think about all those metrics. Hand positions. Shoulders are down. Elbows are bent. Butt's in the seat. In the right place. 3, 2. Big ring. 60 to 70. Right back where you were for that previous one. You know how I love consistency. That's what we're looking for here. So here's the hard part. At the end of this effort, you're going to give me 15 seconds. All out like a sprint. Seated. And then 15 seconds standing. Then you're only going to get 30 seconds till we do it again. You can stay in the gear you're in, or if you want to go harder or easier, you may. 3, 2, 1, in your drops. Let's go. 15 seconds. Give me a little bit of power. Don't make it all out yet. 3, 2, out of the saddle. Come on. Make it to the finish line. Push yourself. 3, 2, 1. Sit back down. Small ring. Woo, easy gear. Take a drink. Get ready to go again. 1 down. All right, right back at it. Small ring, 21 or so. 3, 2, 1. 90 to 100. Right back to zone 3 bottom. Top of zone 4. The legs are going to warm up through this. It's good. Change in effort level. Right when you think you've settled in, the body gets used to it, you totally switch it up. At the top of the minute, you're going to go big ring, 60 to 70. I'll count you down. 3, 2, make that shift. 1. Let's go. 60 to 70. No higher than 70. Dial it right into. If you're getting to the top of zone 4, then you're in too hard of a gear. We want you right at the bottom. This is the best place. You're going to get some real adaptation here. The body's going to really respond to this. 3, 2, back to that small ring. Back to that 90 to 100. Might have to find that perfect gear. Doing this 4 times. We're on number 2. No more than 100. If you're at 105, then you could shift to another gear. Making it harder, that is. Oh, I think my little fan's dead. It needs a charge. Bummer. Coming up to 3 minutes. To that big ring. Down to that gear. 60 to 70. Let's go. That's it. 66 is the number for me. Right where I want to be in the zone. Right where I want to be in the cadence. After this, 15 seconds seated. A build-up sprint. Then 15 seconds all out of the saddle. Get ready. Down in your drops. 3, 2, come on. Sprint it out. It's the lead up. 3, 2, out of the saddle. Let's go. Sprint for it. Sprint for the finish line. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Sitting down. Easy gear. Take a drink. 2 down. Now you might notice, as the body gets tired, you might need different gearing. That's okay. Just keep the metrics together. All right, here we go. Small ring. 100, 90 to 100. 1 minute, let's go. Pick the right gear. So you're not over 100. I picked the wrong gear. I was at 104. If you're breathing heavy, that's okay, because you're not getting any rest here. Think about your pedal stroke. Think about how light your feet are. Light feet make for light legs. If you push over the top, it's going to put a lot of energy in your legs. Big ring. 60 to 70. So I don't know if any of you are into watching the classics races, which are one-day events, typically with cobblestones, gravel roads, kind of different than a regular stage race. So recently, last weekend, was Strade Bianche, which has an uphill finish. It's about not even a kilometer long. So Mathieu van der Poel, who was the winner, if any of you saw the article, 3, 2, small ring, back to that 100 cadence, 90 to 100. In the last 500 meters, when he sprinted to get away from Julien Alaphilippe, who was following him, he was putting out 1,300 watts. And he just dropped Julien like he was standing still. Incredible. So cool to see. Keeping that cadence nice and high. Back to that big ring. Back to that 60, 70. The other super cool thing that happened at that race was, due to some major inadequacies in the prize money for the men and the women, somebody decided to raise money so the women would have an equal purse. They actually raised more money than the men's purse. So the women received a little more for their winnings, which was awesome. We're coming up to our last 30 seconds. 3, 2 in your drops. Come on, pick up the pace. Five more seconds seated. 3, 2, out of the saddle. See if you can match that 1,300 watts. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Woo. 3 down. Only one more of these to go. Take a drink. Try to recover as much as you can. Try not to stop your feet. All right, last one in this block. Small ring, 90 to 100. 1 minute, let's go. Dial it right back in. You've been there 3 times previous. You should be able to make it happen. So the other cool part, the story about the purses, Elisa Longaborghini from Italy, who finished second in the women's race. I think she got either $5,000 or $6,000. She's going to be donating her winnings to a women's organization in hopes that they can start getting equal purses moving forward. Up to that big ring. 60 to 70. Come on, dial it in. If you're not sweating right now, you're not making this happen. This one is a sweater. It's the last one in this group. Then we move on. Fortunately, when we move on, the efforts are a little shorter. Almost a 2. 3, 2, to that small ring. Right back to that 90 to 100. Stay in it. Don't lose your focus. Legs might be feeling a little weary. That's okay. This is when you get all that adaptation. This is when you get stronger. This is when you put the mental game into it. All right, finding that big ring. 60 to 70. Last minute. Make sure you're not cheating yourself out here. Get right back to that same gear. Now is when you start losing focus. Think about your hands, your shoulders. Use that core. The core is the center of everything. Feel your core tightening up. Keep your upper body still. Almost there for that last 30 seconds. 3, 2, down in your drops. Seated for 15. Come on. Last one here. Let's go. 3, 2, out of the saddle. Work hard. 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice. Spin the legs. You can get a nice 2 minutes. Wow. Need a towel on this one. Towel off. If your bars are getting a little slippery, towel them off too. Great job. Take a drink. Bring the cadence down. It can be 70, no higher than 90. Let the legs just spin this out. All right, so here's how the next one's going to go. It's another 4-set set, but a little shorter in our efforts and a little different. So instead of big ring, small ring, high cadence, low cadence, you're going to do 2 minutes with your cadence between 90 and 100. Then you're going to go 15 seconds out of the saddle in the drop sprint type effort. But then here's the kicker. You're only getting 15 seconds rest. Then the second effort is 2 minutes in your big ring, 60 to 70. 15 seconds sprint out of the saddle, 15 seconds rest. Then we do those 2 sets again. All right, so get ready for that. You probably want to use the same gear that you used for the previous effort for the first 2 minutes. So find that gear, small ring, whatever you can hold, 90 to 100, 3, 2, 1. Right at the bottom of that zone 4, top of zone 3. Don't cheat it out. Settle in. Get focused. Focus on one metric. That always helps. Then you don't feel like you have too many things to think about. Be smooth here. Take a deep breath, get that body tall. That'll turn the hips. That'll get the core engaged. Whenever I personally do that, my cadence always goes up about 2 RPMs. 1 minute down. 1 to go. Staying in the game. Keeping the focus high. I'm going to have a party later. Randy went to go visit his sister. So I have the whole house to myself. Woohoo! I can sleep in the middle of the bed tonight. That's the best part. Ten seconds. To your big ring. Stay in the gear you're in. 15 seconds. Let's go out of the saddle. In your drops. Sprint for it. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Small ring. Easy gear. It's going to be a short rest. Now the next one. Big ring. 60 to 70. Go ahead and find it. 3, 2, 2 minutes. The only metric that's changed here is your cadence. We want low cadence because we want to build strength. Man, I'm liking that 66 number tonight. When I get in the right gear, just go right to it. Now, some people might love this effort. Other people hate this effort. Depends on what kind of muscle fibers you have and how you're built. If you have a lot of power, these are good for people who are sprinters, like Jody Hine in the bunch. She's a track racer. Now I guess I got to call her a bodybuilder. Former Ironman competitor. done some ultras. She's the real deal, just like everybody else in this room. Holding on to it. 20 more seconds. Then again, you're going to stay in this same gear. 15-second sprint. In the drops out of the saddle. Down in your drops. 3, 2, let's go. Come on. Go hard. 5, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Small ring. Easy gear. Only 15. Take a drink. All right, here we go. Last one with that high cadence. 90 to 100. Same effort. This one, you might be feeling it, but I know you can make it through. Almost to 1 minute. You only really have 5 minutes of efforts left. One minute down. 1 minute at this level. Make everything get light right now. Keep the shoulders still. "30 more seconds till our sprint." Stay in the game. Pretend like somebody is right in front of you. You got to stay on that wheel. Find your drops. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Out of the saddle. 15 seconds total. 5, 3, 2, 1. Woo-wee. Last one. Coming your way. You're going to make it. You're going to finish this workout. All right, here we go. Big ring. I'm finding 66. Here we go. Might have to make some shifts to get right where you want to be. Come on now. Be strong on this one. You know the motto. Last one's the best one. This is when it counts right here. Keep the legs moving. Use those glutes for this one. Coming on a minute. You only have 1 minute and 15 left. I know you can make it happen. kind of like a fondo in a way. Those time sections where you got to push yourself. And then you sprint to the line. Let's hope we can get some of those kinds of things coming our way. 15. 5. Down in your drops. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 15 seconds. Push it hard. Last effort of the night. 3, 2. Woo, woo, wee. Nice. Easy gear. Wow. Good one, guys. I think I sweated the most on this one. Really tough. It's because I didn't have my little fan. Got to get that thing charged up. Whew. Find an easy gear. Bring that cadence down. Take a drink. Start finishing up that bottle. So next Tuesday, a special surprise is going to get shipped my way. And if anybody is interested, they will be available to you. So thanks to some nudging by the Galmettis, Lisa said to me, "You need a buff." I said, "Yeah, that would be kind of cool." So lo and behold, I start looking for available companies to make buffs. And Buff makes an awesome buff. So I started working with a designer, came up with a design, and on the 16th, my buffs will be mailed. So if anybody is interested in a buff, I will put the design in my next email. I can mail it to you, and the buffs will cost you a mere 20 bucks. It's kind of cool, has the logo on it. It's red, so if you have the double star kit, it will match it. And just another little plug, if you're even interested, if you like the kit and you're interested in purchasing a double star kit, that's an option too. I have a store that you can go to. So let me know. If you're interested in the buff and you want me to mail it to you when I get it, when you send me the email that says you're interested, just shoot me your address at the same time. And as soon as I have it, I will mail it to you. So I'm super psyched. I think it'll be fun. We might not need them as much moving forward, but I've been using buffs forever, especially in the spring when it's cool in the morning. Then you can pull it off. You can stick it on your head if you want, use it as a headband. Another really nice thing is if you use them when you're hiking, and you're hiking in the summertime and it's really hot, and you come up to a stream, dunk that buff in some water in a stream, put it on your head, and wow, it really feels nice. Nice and cool. Keep your head cool, change your body core temperature. So those buffs will be on their way. All right, guys, fantastic job tonight. That was not an easy one. I will admit that to myself. What was I thinking when I put that one together? I got inspired by something. All right, we're going to go another minute because I want you, and if you want to keep spinning after I get off the bike, you're more than welcome to. So that was a good 50-minute workout, a little shorter than normal. Normally we go 55, sometimes an hour, but when you're doing that kind of effort, your body can really only take so much. So a good cool down will help you get into it. Finish up that water. Get in a really good meal. You're probably going to need to replenish that hydration tomorrow. So check your hydration first thing in the morning. Remember, it's a cool thing, actually, to think that our bodies can tell us where our hydration level is. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. So really pay attention to the color of your urine, because it does give us a real indicator. And you can do that when you're in events too, or when you're riding the weekends. All right, I'm going to stop my clock, stop my watch, get off, and open up the phone lines. Fantastic work, everybody. Whew.